You're tuned into Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey. We are at the 30th annual Capital Jazz Fest here at Merriweather with the Robert Glasper. The, the.
Stop it.
Really? Really? You're so in demand in the music industry. You're doing so many things now. It's so good for you to be here with
Thank
us.
you so much. So glad to be here with y'all.
You
So I forgot about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
how about that? So glad to be here with y'all, Capital Jazz.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
So, how have you been? The last time I think we spoke was on the cruise
Yes.
in 2000, before the Panini.
Before the
I
Panini.
I call it the Panini.
Yeah, before the Panini,
Yes.
for sure. I've been great. I've been busy, really busy. Touring, putting a new record out, Black Radio 3, you know.
Yes.
And I've been scoring, doing a lot of movie scoring, series scoring, and stuff like that. So.
I heard about this movie
Yeah,
scoring.
yeah.
What are some of the movies that you just recently scored?
Well, right before the pandemic, the movie came out, The Photograph, so I did that.
Yes.
I scored the series, the Best Man series. I scored The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh.
I also scored the a series called
Hold it.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. That's okay.
Can y'all edit this? No, I didn't do that one. The other one.
And while you're getting notes, it's good to know.
Oh, Run the World. Sorry.
Run the World.
Run the World. It's on Stars.
Okay.
Also, Winning Time. It's a show on HBO called Winning Time about the 80s LA Lakers.
Nice.
So I'm doing a lot of this.
How did you get into the whole film scoring and music scoring?
Yeah. Actually, well, people have always said that my music is cinematic to them. You know what I mean? So my first thing ever was with Don Cheadle, the Miles Davis movie,
Yes.
Miles Ahead.
Yes.
That was the
and
first
that was a
thing.
beautiful soundtrack.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. That was my first time doing that. And he actually lied. He asked me if I've ever done it before. I was like, yeah. I
Do this shit all the time.
Absolutely.
Right?
You know what I do. So that was my first one. And then I just started slowly doing it. The Photograph was my first movie that was in all the theaters. And the pandemic cut that short. That was unfortunate. It was a great movie. Shout out to Stella McGee, the director. Then I moved to LA specifically kind of before that, because that's where that lives. The industry of film live in LA. And I moved out there. So during the pandemic, I was doing all that scoring was during the pandemic. You know what I mean? That I just mentioned. So it gave me something to do.
Do you enjoy scoring more than you enjoy creating music for your albums?
Oh no.
Okay.
I love creating music for my albums because that I have the last say so when it comes to that. It ends with me.
Yeah.
When I'm scoring for somebody else, a movie or a series, I'm trying to bring life. I'm trying to bring the director's vision to life. So it's their vision, not my vision. So no matter what I think, if I think this is dope, if they say it's not, then it's not. And that's, you got to check your ego.
Robert.
It's a great practice. Scoring will check any musician's ego quick.
Oh.
Because you think something's dope and it works, and somebody else will be like, no.
Nah.
So go back and do it again.
Oh,
and
wow.
you have to do it again.
Oh,
when you're doing your
wow.
own music, you don't have that issue. You know what I mean? So you have to be
Right.
like, dang. And it's a great ego check. It's like, this ain't for you. This is for that director. You're telling their story.
But what about when you collaborate? Because you did something with Terrace Martin, Kamasi. Like, you guys have a whole new collaboration out.
Yeah.
Is it like that when you guys collaborate as well?
Yeah, so when we do that, so that project is called Dinner Party with Knife Wonder, Kamasi, and Terrace Martin.
Such a good album.
Thank you. And yeah, for that, it flows so easy because we all are cut from the same cloth and we kind of know what the vibe is, and there's no ego in that room. So it's just like somebody says something's like, cool, I'll add to that. Try that. And there's never a little tug here and there, a little bit. Like, come on, but other than that, it's cool.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
And those are just amazing artists that you're working with right now. Who are some of the other artists that you're working with?
At the moment, it's not even about artists I'm working with. Like, I'm really honed in on this scoring thing. So I have a few movies that I'm actually scoring at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And I can't say it yet because legally I'm not allowed to talk about it.
This is just a Capital Jazz fan.
That's
We're
it.
okay with a little bit of, intel.
I know, but I can't say it in the moment right now.
Okay.
But it's
We'll
pretty
respect
cool.
that.
It's some pretty cool stuff happening.
Okay.
The wheels are turning, and so hopefully I'll be able to talk about some of this stuff in a few months.
Okay. When we
But
have him
that's
back
what
at Capital Jazz, he'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
for
then
sure.
another thing that you're doing now, which is amazing to me, is you're curating. And you've been doing this whole Blue Note curation, and now you're doing it in Napa. If you don't have this information, please check out the Blue Note website. How's that experience been going for
That's
you?
been great. So I do this, I do a residency at the Blue Note Jazz Club. We call it Robtoberfest because it happens in October.
Robtoberfest.
Because it happens in October. And it's pretty much the whole month of October plus a little bit of November. Could be the first 2 weeks of November. So it's like 6 weeks, give or take. And every week is something different. Each week it's two different things. The half of the week is one thing, half of the week is another thing. Different special guests, random pop-up guests. You don't know who's going to be there. Sometime Dave pops up and hosts it with me, and all the different kind of people come up. And same thing with Napa. So me and Chappelle. So that's where it came from. So we did my residency. But from that, the owners of Blue Note were like, "Hey, you want to turn your residency into a festival?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And so Chappelle signed on to help us do it. So it's me and Chappelle. He hosts all 3 days. And I'm the artist at residence, so I perform all 3 days, and we also curate the set list and the schedule and all the artists that are going to be there, and that's just amazing too. Because the same thing happens in Napa. It's like a big stage, but we still try to keep the spirit and the spine of the small jazz club, so it feels more intimate than it actually is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
Because
vibe.
when you think of Blue Note, you think of an intimate space, and then
Absolutely.
you do Napa, and it's like a whole outdoor experience.
Yeah, in Napa we capped it at like 10,000 people. So that's not actually for festival. It's not a lot of people. How many people are here? I wonder.
It's a lot.
It's not.
A lot.
But in festival world, it's still pretty small. It's Napa, and 10,000 people in festival world is not that big. I don't think it's not that big. So we still do things that kind of make you feel. We have different wine tastings. You can taste wine with Glasper.
Now you're
and
speaking my
talk
love
and-
language.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Taste wine, do these things. We have after parties with amazing DJs. We got Jazzy Jeff one night. We got Ninth Wonder spending another night. We got Trauma. A lot of cats. So it's gonna be dope. So there's after parties every night, and then there's a lot of pop-up guests too who are not listed on the schedule. Who're just gonna be there.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
It's great.
What do you look for? And I think I asked you this before, but I want to hear it again because this is like years later. What are you looking for with artists when you work with them?
Most of the time when I work with an artist, it's because I feel like they have something honest to say. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
I'm not necessarily gravitated to the artists that sound like everybody else, that has a certain sound that across the board everybody sound like, unless you are the curator of that sound.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll work with SZA, but I probably won't work with the 30 people who sound just like her.
Just like SZA.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
So
right.
that's kind of where I go for that. Oh, that one.
And I asked you that because I saw that you worked with Daly and Miguel on a project. No, it was a project. No, you guys weren't on a project together. And Daly.
No, I work with Daly. I don't know if it made the project or not. He was working on something. And
Okay.
he came to my studio in LA.
Okay.
And we worked out with something. We worked on a
Okay,
song. Yeah, we worked on
okay.
a song. I went to Miguel's house to work on something.
Okay.
To work on something. Yeah. Just to work on something. But we came up with like a half a song.
Okay.
But it never came. But Miguel and Daly both came to the residency and sat and they popped up on me at the residency.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Got it. So that's good to know. That's good to know because I love when I see all the artists here at Capital Jazz collaborating and working together, and I love to
Just saw Daly
see.
outside.
Yeah, Daly be here soon.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. I've known him for years.
Oh yeah.
Maxwell turned me on to him.
Oh wow.
Because he got famous. Daly got famous from doing the Maxwell covers.
Yeah.
So when I was playing with Max, when I was with Max from like 2009 to 15 or something like that,
Mhm.
and Daly and Maxwell came to me. He's like, check out this cat Daly.
Nice.
He's like, he sounds like me, but I love him. He's like, he sounds just like me. I love it. It's so great.
That's awesome. So how do people get in contact with you? How do they reach out to you and find out where you're showing up and what music you're releasing?
Just my IG for the most part. My website. I don't know if that's up anymore. Do people do websites anymore?
People do websites.
They do?
They do.
They actually go to websites?
RobertGlasper.com.
But do you go there first or do you go to IG first?
I go to RobertGlasper.com first.
Really?
Yeah.
That's because you're
That's-
professional.
That's probably why.
Yeah, but a regular person be like, "What's his name?" I'm gonna go to IG. You know,
That's true.
and check it out IG. Yeah.
That's
but
true.
it's all on my link tree and IG, and it will, my dates and stuff will be on my website as well. And the Blue Note Napa Festival is July 28, 29, and 30.
Okay.
And we just put out a few weeks ago, we just put out a payment plan situation where you
Oh.
can stagger the payments so you can come out and still rock. You're not gonna pay all that
so,
at one time.
So I can afford it now.
Absolutely, you're good. You're good. You're good, Jodine.
I can afford it now. I love that. I love that. Well, Robert, he's drinking from the mug. This is a moment. Bucket list, check mark. Robert, it is so good to have you here at Capital Jazz
Thank you
Fest.
so much, for sure.
It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely.
Robert Glasper, Jodine Dorsey, you're tuned in to Capital Jazz TV.
Signing off.